Hello everyone. Now, before this video begins, I do want to address some off-screen stuff that I did, and that consists of going around to all the shops throughout South Park, and getting all of the remaining artifacts I could buy that I haven't bought yet, as well as collecting all the remaining outfit pieces. And also, two of those artifacts happen to be the Necrotic Idol and the Minstrel of Ruin. The Necrotic Idol, I had to get an item from the Sloppy Seconds thrift store in order to craft this item. As for the Minstrel of Ruin, there was a secondary item that I needed that I had no clue as to where to find for a long while. But then I looked it up, and you could actually find it by doing a certain little side objective back in Casa Bonita. And what you do is you can go to Cartman, where he is within Casa Bonita. You talk to him, and there will be a burrito you can eat on the table. You eat that, then you have to dash your way to the bathroom as soon as possible, complete a toilet minigame, and then you get the item in order to craft that. And to show you what I'm talking about, I'm going to throw in a clip right here, so that way you can see what I'm talking about.
Way to clear out that arcade, nice. I doused that thing in Butt Blaster Habanero hot sauce. So you better find a bathroom fast, new kid.
And now that you know what I did off screen, gathering any remaining artifacts I could find and craft, and also gathering any remaining outfit pieces I could find and craft, now we will move on to the next battles of the Danger Deck. So, on with the video. Now I was thinking about leaving the Ultra mode for the battles out, but I decided to change my mind, and I'm going to record the Ultra battles and have them more or less placed after the originals. And before I hop into my first Ultra battles, I also switched out one of my moves, my middle one, which was originally the Saw Blades. I switched that out for the Dragon Reversal of the martial artist abilities. Because the first set of battles I'm going to be going into, and the knockback damage I'm going to be getting from the move, will be quite helpful. And apparently, from what I can tell, in the Ultra modes, all the battles are going to be the same, but the only thing that's different is more or less a bonus difficulty curve. As you can see here, there's a more or less bonus amplifier, which makes it so that all the enemies are immune to status effects. So bleed, gross out, burn, shock, they're immune to all of it. And as you see by the icon above, it is actually a bonus reward for completing all three. So, more or less, as a recommendation, they also say to bring your best artifacts and best team possible. So, that's what I'm more or less doing. Yeah, see? I have the Dragon Reversal for my middle move, my Plant Mancer multi-knockback move, as well as my Soul Slash move from my Netherborn, from the Netherborn class. So, I'm going to go ahead and hop into the Ultra mode here, and I'm going to show off that it's more or less the same fights, just more or less, they'll probably do a little more damage, and literally the rewards you get, not that much different, except for increased currency.
Loading enemy abilities. Rendering 4D holograms.
Let's dance. I mean, not literally, because I don't dance. Let's punch. Get in there, new kid.
So yeah, being that thanks to the modifier, they'll be immune to any stance I can do. So that essentially means that the only damage I can do is just base damage and knockback damage. Now there is an artifact you can actually equip, which is the Trophy of Nepopolis, I believe. And that will actually increase your knockback damage. So for this particular set of 3 battles, you can use that artifact to prioritize knockback damage, so that way you can compensate for not having any status effects. I obviously didn't, because I wanted more or less more buffs towards my team in terms of health and whatnot. And also, being that these guys are immune to status effects, the abilities of Mysterion in his ghost form are pretty much useless. So anytime he's KO'd, I more or less will have to wait until I can revive him, so that way he can be usable again. Or just more or less keep Mysterion alive as much as possible. Now, from what I read up, there is a set of battles that makes it so you take shock damage each turn, I believe. At least that's what I read up, but I'll find that out when I get to that particular set in Ultra difficulty. Now, on hindsight, the knockback damage that I get from my Plant Mancer move isn't great for this particular situation, but honestly, it at least hits multiple targets, which makes it really decent.
Time to DIY some justice. Those are my dad's, so I'm gonna need them back at some point.
Now, even though I can't utilize the status effects for the Dragon Reversal, I can still be able to hit multiple targets that are in a row in front of me and cause knockback damage as well on the second attack. So, even though I can't utilize any status effects, see, right there I can do a relatively good amount of damage in terms of the regular damage and the knockback damage. So yeah, basically for this set of 3 battles, use any moves that can do a decent amount of knockback damage. That will give you pretty much the best chance of having a relatively non-difficult time with this. Granted, you'll still have difficulty here and there, but overall, using moves that have knockback damage and do knockback combos, that will just drain the enemies from health a lot faster, therefore making them bounce go a little quicker. And also, another thing you can do is use summons whenever you can. So, more or less, you can do what I do and get the item that makes it so you can actually purchase the summons from from shops, either in the Coon Lair or in the Freedom Palace base. More or less, just purchase a stack of those summons, and they're only like 20 bucks a piece, so relatively inexpensive to get. Just get a stack of each of them, and then whenever you can, use them, because not only do those summons do decent damage, you can also hit multiple targets, which is a major boon. Now, Yeah, see? Even using the... And the nice thing is that even though I have different moves, whenever I use the Netherborn Ultimate, all my moves switch to the Netherborn moves. So essentially I have like 5 moves to use at my disposal, thanks to this, thanks to the 3 moves that you get while in the Ultimate Netherborn form. So I see that as being a nice little bonus. Now I'm uncertain of how the Survivor Ultimate will work with this battle, because according to the Ultimate's information, you have to use it on enemies that are low in HP. Now, granted, that move, when it actually finishes off an enemy, does like more damage than the health they have. So honestly, if it didn't have that low health limitation, you could feasibly one-shot practically all enemies with that move, because it does so much damage. So, I don't know. Maybe if it is possible to actually finish off enemies with that ultimate, I'll probably look it up. If not, experiment with that ultimate off screen, so I know for sure. I mean, if I'm unable to really finish off multiple opponents when they only have like a little bit of damage on them, then I won't worry about it, and I'll just focus on using whatever ultimate I see as being beneficial for the time being.
This is my time.
And yeah, I kind of want to keep Mysterion alive here, because yeah, using his ultimate is definitely not the wisest thing, because with these 3 battles, his ghost moves, being that they all do status effects and not actual damage, that's pretty much not going to help me like whatsoever. And yeah, even dropping enemies' defense, I think enemies are pretty much immune to. So the only really status effect you can do is just more, well, the only thing you can pretty much do is just knock back damage and just regular damage in general.
Superhero. Go down, stupid.
I'll go ahead and take that out. Well, take out one of them.
I'm ready to break out the heavy equipment, guys.
So yeah, having Stan, Craig, and Kyle on my team definitely is helpful for this, because they have moves that can actually do knockback damage, and a decent amount of that. And they're kind of more and they're some of the more durable teammates to have. Now, granted, Wendy's also a tanky team member to have. Unfortunately, none of her abilities do knockback damage, so she wouldn't help out all that much with this particular set of battles. Let's see. We'll do this.
Somebody wake me when it's my turn.
There we go.
Oh.
By the way, I probably should have mentioned this at the beginning. This particular set of 3 battles I'm recording right now, I'm actually recording my audio post-commentary. Or more or less
Only gonna get worse.
post-recorded. I more or less recorded the 3 battles, but I didn't record my audio at the time. But I'm now recording my audio over, so that way it's not just going to be the audio of the gameplay going on.
Bloodlord's really giving him shit. to screw the bad guys. That's it. Ow! Boom! Nailed it.
But yeah, in theory, I could have equipped the Trophy of Nepopolis artifact to increase my overall knockback damage, but nah, I didn't really want to do so. Because unfortunately, the might of the artifact is kinda low, much lower than the artifacts I have currently, so
That worked.
it would have possibly hindered my
Nice.
team
Good for Craig.
in terms of overall strength, aside from increasing knockback damage. Because honestly, I'd rather take hits and survive than theoretically do more damage in this case. Because the way I see it with this particular set of battles, as long as I outlast the enemy, I'll win pretty much at the end of the fight.
That's how you break the pain. Somebody's about to get fixed. Who's it gonna
Yeah, so
be?
Ultra or otherwise, this is definitely the easiest of the fights. So yeah, unfortunately, Ghost Mysterio, as I've said like 2 or 3 times now, Mysterio is pretty much useless in his ghost form unless he uses ultimate. But at this point, not really needed. And there we go.
Outcome, victory.
So yeah, you get the same
Ultra challenge complete.
consumables that you would before, and in this case, for currency, you get $10.
Select a challenge.
Yeah, for that one you get $10, and then the one on the far right, the Civil War 4.0 Ultra, with that one you get $20 for winning. Yeah, and I'd say with this battle here, the hardest enemy to deal with is Butters and his minion dogs.
Initialize city dump scenario.
Because what's annoying about Butters is that he gets 2 attacks per turn,
Let's fix
which
the
is
idiots.
probably the worst part about it.
Time to get nailed.
He has pretty much the most health amongst all of them, and he can attack twice. Honestly, it's kind of unfair to a point that he can attack twice, but yeah, gotta deal with it. Yeah, in a battle like this, oh boy, it sucks when you don't have any status effect damage to use, especially because of Deary and her stupid burn attack. It's like you're theoretically at a disadvantage because they can be able to cause status effects on you and you can't on them. But with a little bit of strategy, you can be able to make it out just fine. Strategy, a little bit of luck, and a lot of item usage.
Smells like burning.
And of course, the right artifacts and team structure, that also helps as well.
Ow! Stop, asshole!
See, I'd say the bulkiest members on the team, aside from the new kid, would have to be Stan and Craig. Because I do believe Mysterion has overall less health than either Stan or Craig. But Mysterion can still take a good few hits and deal the damage. Yeah, and like right there, he can do that charge through and hit multiple people at once, and then he can do that spring and the spin where he causes gross out on multiple targets around him. Very, very annoying.
Alright, my turn.
Yeah, so even though even though Tweak isn't part of the team, I can still be able to use that new ultimate after dealing with the Can't talk today. After dealing with the counseling part of the story. Unfortunately, it doesn't do the most damage in this fight.
Are we doing this, or what? Here we go. You're going down. Fight or fail, what does it matter? You'll be dust in 100 years anyway.
That was morbid.
God, you're right.
But yeah, it seems that even their defenses can't get dropped, which is really, really unfortunate. Let's see. Here we go. So yeah, for this fight, either regular or ultra, I'd say prioritize damage on Sheila Broflovsky and Butters as much as possible, because they're going to be the heavy hitters. Well, prioritize them and Deary. You take out those three, if even Butters and Deary first, then the battle will become quite a bit easier.
Are you gonna go or what?
And there goes Deary with her fire again.
Ooh, that looks hot.
Yeah. Almost thought I was gonna get knocked out because of that there. But luckily that wasn't the case.
Ugh, fuck, I'm gonna kick the shit out of you for that.
Yeah, unfortunately that's enough to take out a new kid.
Fuck me.
Yeah, and then there he goes with his second attack. That to me is extremely annoying that he can attack twice.
You need this more than me.
Yeah, honestly, I would probably use the Sacred Ground revival item. Unfortunately, that more or less causes possession, or more or less another flavor of confusion. And it will make the person that got summoned back, got revived with it, attack either the enemy or the teammates. So, frankly, I don't really want that to happen.
Get in there, new kid. Do your thing.
So, if I can, I'll just stick with using max revives,
Oh, I can
because
finally
that
go.
will
Hey,
still revive any fallen teammates or myself, and it will still provide a good health regen, or at least a good health restoration without any negative side effects.
come on, let's do this.
Yeah, and I'd say using max antidotes or enriched antidotes would also be helpful for battles like this, because not only do you get a health restoration, or more or less not only do you get rid of the stats effect, but you can even get regen and even attack up if you use the max.
Ooh, bad luck, new kid.
Like, any buff you can do to your overall damage, I'd say take advantage of that.
Ooh, ow, fuck. I can take anything they got. I'm Super Craig.
Yeah, and there's Butters' charge attack again. And then the spin.
Fuck off.
Yeah. And with that, Butters is out of the battle.
When Mysterion Mysterion rolls up
Thank
his sleeves,
God.
weird shit happens.
But unfortunately, Mysterion gets KO'd.
Bummer.
Yeah, right here I was thinking, say, do I want to prioritize damage or do I want to survive? More or less, that was kind of my mindset right here. So I decided to use my more or less cloak move to get a massive amount of health back, protection, and regeneration.
Super Crank reporting for duty.
Now, in theory, I could have actually saved my ultimate for Mysterion, so that way not only would I resurrect him, but I would also provide health recovery for my team. So yeah, they're also immune to confusion and the defense drop, which unfortunately sucks.
Let's go. You're dead. Ow.
Yep, stand. Oh, and there goes Craig. And because of gross out, Stan is also down. Yeah, so at this point it was just me against all of them. But thanks to the ability that I used, my chances of survival were increased. Yeah, by the by, if Mysterion is still in his ghost form, and you get and all the rest of the teammates are knocked down, you still technically lose the fight, because Mysterion is technically, well, KO'd. And unfortunately, Mysterion's ghost form can't use any items. He can only use his abilities, which is a real bummer. Yep, stopping Deary from using her burn again. And right here I was deciding, do I revive, or do I use an item, or do I use a different item? And I was contemplating using the secret ground, but I obviously chose not to do that. So instead I used a max revive.
Okay, I'm up. Okay, here we go.
And now I chose to use a summon. Yeah, time to call in Classy. And boom.
That's right, bitch. You dead.
So yeah, whenever you can, use summons. Of course, you can only use them. Use each summon once in a battle, but still, when you got them, use them. Especially for these fights, because they do lots of damage and hit multiple targets. So, definitely really great help. Yeah, unfortunately, because of where Deary's positioned, can't be able to hit all three at once. So, just gotta scythe Deary and say bye-bye.
Enemy terminated.
Yeah, right here I was trying to figure out what move I should do in terms of utilizing max damage,
This sucks. Someone go.
but I just decided to use the reversal, and unfortunately Craig's back down again. But it's no worry because my past self and I finished off from the enemy.
Danger terminated. Victory. Ultra challenge complete.
There we go.
Select a challenge.
Yeah, and then lastly is Civil War 4.0 Ultra.
Initialize city dump scenario.
Yeah, I'd say the biggest problem with this fight in particular is Professor Timothy.
Day of the rest of your life.
Because he has the ability to charm and confuse your teammates. You or your teammates. So, obviously he's the most annoying enemy of the fight. Not to mention he has the most health amongst all of them. Thankfully, in this fight, he doesn't have his teleporting shenanigans, so that makes the fight somewhat easier, but only by a little bit. Yeah. It's simply odd in this particular battle, Stan started first, because normally Nuke is the first one to start the fight. But, meh.
Job well done. Admiral work ethic.
Now, as per the other sets of Ultra battles, I'm not entirely sure as to what the modifier is going to be for those, but I believe I read somewhere that one of them is that I'm going to be taking shock damage each turn. Well, I and my teammates. As far as I'm aware, I'll be able to confirm that once I see the modifier for each of the Ultra modes. But yeah, like I said, the hardest part about this, or the most annoying part, is the getting tongue-tied again. Is more or less the statuses that Professor Timothy can apply onto your teammates. Be it confusion or the charming.
You shouldn't make the butthole angry. Good news, everybody. It's my turn. Mega Pump punch. Now that was a punching.
Thankfully, the stats of charm or confusion can go away from your teammates, either through
We advance a little further
using
with
an
each turn. That's how a
antidote
drill
or
works.
hitting them once. Like so.
Deal with this, asshole. Oh ho ho.
And since Kyle is out of the fight,
Ah, sick, dude.
his teammates can't get any protective shields. Or just more or less added armor. Yeah, like right here, I'm trying to utilize knockback damage as much as I can. But this at least takes their Mysterion out of the fight.
Good form, Buttlord.
And unfortunately, my past self gets his turn skipped because of what Tweak did.
Quit trying so hard.
And there's his knockback move.
The butthole always wins in the end.
Yep, let's bring in Classy once again. Because again, summons aside from Moses can hit multiple targets and do a good bit of damage. Moses is pretty much the only support summon. He has all the health recovery he can do.
Ow, what's your problem? Get excited.
Yeah, it does suck that the defense down status won't work on them in this particular mode. Because honestly, dropping their defense would help quite a bit. It would at least make the battle go a bit smoother. But nope. Because of the modifier to where they can't get out any effect damage, it's just more or less a good, like, base damage move to multiple hit targets.
Oh, kind of dead. On the clock.
And 10 to revive new kid.
Welcome back, dude.
Not gonna use a medical kit on me.
Use it well, butthole.
And I'm gonna do something I haven't really done before. Well, or I haven't really done much. And I'm gonna give one of the vampiric serums. Yep. One of the vampiric elixirs. I'm gonna give him that to Stan. Because not only will it provide an attack buff, but it will also give him regeneration. Or a life drain. So, a portion of the damage that he's gonna do, he'll be able to recover his HP. Which honestly is gonna help out Stan quite a bit.
So lame.
Because true, Stan can take quite a bit of punishment, but he's not exactly someone like Scott, who is a more bulky character. Because I'd say the characters that could take the most amount of damage are Scott, Craig, and Call Girl.
I was told the life of a superhero was action-packed. That was a lie.
Because I think those three have the most amount of health amongst all the other teammates. Not to mention, Scott has abilities that can actually provide some protection on him, so that way he can more or less take hits and not lose any health. And unfortunately, to provide the similar protection for my teammates, I would have to use an item that does that, or I would have to have Kyle on the team and use his ability that provides him protection. But thankfully, with the Netherborn abilities, I can easily just provide a really good amount of protection on myself, which is quite helpful.
I got just the tool for this job.
Yeah, kind of annoying that the enemies can go through each other to attack me, yet I can't go through teammates most of the time to attack them. So, that is definitely annoying. And like right there, Stan recovered a bit of HP thanks to the elixir I gave him.
My legs are going numb from standing around. I still can't figure out how he does that one.
Yep, and once again, I can't do pretty much anything with Mysterion until it's his turn.
Dude, lay off!
But thankfully in this battle I actually do utilize his ultimate. I kinda agree.
Motherfucker!
But yep, Stan is charmed, unfortunately.
Oh, fuck! Who needs to get punched the most?
Yeah.
Mega Crunch Extra!
Yeah, right here is where I utilize the move. Of course, due to positioning, the only ones who can actually benefit from it are myself and Stan. But, at least brings Mysterion back in the battle so he can actually deal some damage. And of course, it provides a really good healing. Though for some odd reason, it didn't seem to work on Stan. Probably the reason why is that because he's charmed. So, that is unfortunate.
Time to work.
So fortunately here, Stan ends up getting KO'd along with Professor Timothy.
Lean into it next time.
But thankfully it's been enough turns, so now I can call in my past self again.
Up to our necks in butthole.
Yep. Unfortunately, Duplicate Craig was the only one I could hit with the move.
Yeah! What doesn't kill me makes me hate you more. Did someone call for a fist in the
And
face?
with that, Scott is out.
Bravo! They will feel
Yep,
that
so now the only ones left in this fight are the hologram version of Mosquito and Craig. Yeah, right here I decided to revise Stan.
You need this more than me.
So, good thing is, he's back in the fight. Bad thing is, none of his moves can really hit anyone all that much. Yeah, unfortunately,
Maybe I could fuse that
Hollow
with that
Craig was the only one who could get hit. And now the only one left is Mosquito.
Hell yeah!
Yeah. Right here I decided to use my ultimate and then use the cloak move. So that way it ends up doing enough damage with the ultimate buff to finish the fight.
Simulation complete. Victory!
And with that, that set of ultra challenges is done.
Ultra challenge complete.
And as a bonus, you get 2 alpha pieces. And that's the end of that set. So anywho, being that this set of ultra battles is now finished, I'm gonna probably move on to completing this set of battles here, being Mental Assault, Beasts and Priests, and Jared Reloaded. A battle I've already completed, but it was off screen multiple times, but I'm gonna complete it again for all y'all to see. But until then, I will catch you all next time.